Aaron Katersky.
How could you not? I mean, it was safe, fun, family entertainment. There was nothing to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of the wardrobe malfunction. It was just Bruno Mars and his 8-piece band, and then for Give It Away with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was loud. It was rocking. There were some lights. It was good.
It was fair. It was best part of that, and the national anthem was tremendous.
Oh man, Renee Fleming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
It was fantastic. That was the best part of the evening. Let's get to New York. They dodged a bullet. They're expecting 8 inches today.
Yeah, so if fans from Denver or Seattle have a flight out today, they may be spending an extra night here in the city because there's a snowstorm underway. But it all held off until well after the game ended and the fans had gone home. And the only thing falling out of the sky was just the confetti that rained down on the Seattle Seahawks after their blowout victory. And I think the official game time temperature was something like 87 degrees. So really, there was nothing weather-wise that kept the Super Bowl from going off without a hitch. And the weather ended up being above 40 for the entire game. So it wasn't even the coldest Super Bowl on record.
Right. You said 87. You mean 47.
No, I meant 87.
Oh, okay.
87?
I think it was.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Suntan, short sleeves.
All right. How did the 9/11 truther get into the post-game news conference?
I have no idea.
As
Malcolm Smith joked, check his press pass. Who knows? But the New Jersey State Police charged him with criminal trespass.
All right, good. Overall, any major problems with New York hosting the Super Bowl?
No, the only hiccup seemed to be in the transportation. We'd made mention before that this was a mass transit event, and the New Jersey Transit commuter rail line set a ridership record for moving people to and from the stadium. A quarter of the fans took the train, and more than a quarter of the fans took the train home. And it did, I think, overwhelm the system. The platforms were crowded. In fact, at the end of the game, there were announcements over the PA to say, stay in your seat, hang out, enjoy the post-game festivities a little longer. Don't go to the train platforms because they were far too crowded.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. You have to take the train from the stadium to Frank Lautenberg Station and then transfer there to go to Penn Station, right? That's
right. I mean, it's not the easiest trip in the world because you do need to transfer depending on where you're headed. But for the most part, I think it was smooth. It was just crowded and required some patience, and that's why. I think you saw a lot of tweets and some concern about what was going on the platforms. But from a fan perspective, other than maybe being annoying and crowded, it did actually go off pretty well. And by the time the last train left at about 12:45, everybody had gone home.
Normally, Super Bowl tickets are reserved for the highfalutin and the corporate world. It seemed like there was a lot of cheering going on. It seemed like there were much more average fans there than normal.
They probably paid a pretty penny, but there were plenty of fans. I mean, I was seated among them, and their faces painted, and all the gear on, and participating with the lights on their hats for the halftime show. There were of course the boxes, and the governors of both states were there. You had your political contingent, your security contingent. But as you say, there did seem to be a whole lot of cheering, if not the full-on 12th man from the Seattle Seahawks fandom. Maybe 11 and a half. It was pretty loud.
How hard was it to get into the stadium?
It was a pain in the neck in terms of the security really started at the train platform, so that's really what held things up, and it was airport style, and then again at the stadium. But once you were in there, you really did have freedom of movement. And I think because there were only a handful of arrests, I mean, really fewer than there would be at a Giants or Jets game normally, I don't think this level and type of security is going to be decreasing anytime soon.
That's because
the authorities said that that they trained for the worst. The worst, thankfully, did not happen, but hard to see how they back off.
The reason why there were so few arrests is because the Jet fans and the Giant fans weren't there.
Yes. The staid Seahawks fans and Broncos fans. There's a little beer throw. I mean, gosh, you're all You got a lot of beer in your team state.
So, were you rocking out though with Bruno Mars during halftime?
Yes, of course. How could you not? It was first of all, it was loud. I mean, it was loud, and I didn't have a great sight line to see Bruno Mars. I could see a figure that was purported to be Bruno Mars, but he was good.
How was the Super Bowl Boulevard? Did that come off without a hitch, considering it was in the middle of Times Square, in the middle of Manhattan?
They said somewhere between 1 million and 1.5 million visitors that came through Super Bowl Boulevard. So the city was really pleased with it. At least that's how the mayor was talking last night. How people felt about locking up Midtown Manhattan for a week.
Right.
You could probably grouse about that if you live and work in the area, but otherwise. People seem to be pretty happy with it.
And the worst part about going to a Super Bowl, Aaron Katersky, is everyone's talking about the commercials, and you haven't seen any of them.
I've seen none of the commercials. I think they put a couple on the big screen, but you couldn't really make out what they were. Although my buddy Scott Goldberg, who is just 2 desks away,
yes,
says that there were some good ones, but nothing terribly memorable.
It's Scott Goldberg, whose father is from St. Louis, but he's from Kansas City, so we don't really claim him.
All right, I forgot. He's from the wrong side of the, yeah.
That is exactly right. Aaron, thanks for checking in. Talk to you down the road.
All right, see you, man.
Aaron Katersky was at the Super Bowl, the sights and sounds right there. So New York came off without a hitch. Yeah. 8 inches of snow right now falling in New York, so they dodged a huge bullet. 7:58 here. Tim Weiland in the KTS Traffic Center, sponsored by Constant